Hey guys, Justin here. Now, on this video, I'm just going to be talking about. It's basically more of an expansion of what my prior Enlisted video was on, which was on medics. I basically had a bit of time to think about this. I've talked to my a few buddies on this. Now, this isn't going to be talking about the medics in general because I think the medics will be an interesting change, but it's going to be talking about this final part here. They'll debut on the main campaign. Now, what I'm thinking with this is now I was talking to my Dysphoric about this, my buddy Dysphoric, who awesome guy, check him out. But basically, I was talking about this to him and go, and we were saying like, you know, he was basically suggesting like where the where the medics gonna fit in on the campaigns, and hopefully when it comes to the old campaigns, they're probably hopefully they're not thrown in at the very end of the tech tree. Kind of like, the AT grenades at the moment. Or the Panzerfaust on Normandy. But I suggested as well, and I said, what about if they make it so that the level 9 upgrades, which are the SMGs, which are just SMGs, are the assault, are, the medics, because that would fit in well with the tech tree. Not too, it's early, but it's not too early. It's before gunners, it's before mortars, and it would make more sense with that. So yeah, I think that's one thing. But another thing which I'm kind of not looking forward to in this is, so obviously the first thing is how medics are going to get implemented in the tech tree, because if medics are going to be implemented at the end of the tech tree, that would just be super just in like for most new players or players who want to play medics, they're going to have to grind out a campaign. And with premium, that it took me about 80 hours to grind a campaign, and I'm not the average player. I'm slightly better than the average player. An average player without premium, that could take them about 200 hours to fully grind, and I'm obviously not taking into account boosters and stuff like that. But the main thing I want to talk about is the new campaign in general. Why I think it's actually going to be more of a... Because from the screenshots here, you can see this is a Soviet and a German. It looks quite rubbly. And it kind of looks Berlin-esque. And given that the weapons they're using, you can see here the MP28. And again, the Soviet... most people are saying that this is going to be Berlin. Not Berlin, going to be Stalingrad. And in my opinion, Stalingrad, which is the same reason I don't really want Leningrad either, as a campaign, isn't my idea of an ideal campaign, because it's going to be basically just lots and lots of recycled literally. Name a weapon that was used in Stalingrad that isn't in the Moscow campaign. There really isn't any. Like, that's the problem. The only real thing you can probably say is, T-34s. Yeah, T-34s, yeah. They're gonna, and maybe more up to date, Panzer IVs and stuff like that. More later versions of the Panzer IV. But, that's it. It's gonna be Moscow just with Berlin skin. And you could do that already with the fucking custom matches. And if you don't know, Moscow doesn't do too well in custom matches, because not as bad as something like, say, Tunisia, but they're outclassed by Normandy. They're outclassed by the Berlin campaigns, because those campaigns have more powerful weapons. And I'm just talking about customs, but the problem is, it's a problem I've had with the game is the recycled content. It's like, if you look at the campaigns, every campaign has the Kar98K. Every campaign has the MG34. Every campaign has the MP40 for the Axis. And that's not going away. Those are going to be in the campaign if it is Stalingrad. And I think there's like 20 different there's about 20 different variants of the Kar98K. So you've got like the Kar98K, the bayonet, you've got the shooting cup, you've got the AT grenades, you've got the old Kar 98Ks, the pre-wars, you've got the pre-wars with the scopes, you've got the scoped versions, and you've got, like, it's just like, they've got the Kriegsmodell version, and it's just like, why is there so many Kar 98Ks? It's generally boring. The same with the MP40, like, one reason I think people were hyped about the old, about Tunisia at the time when it came out, was people were like, oh, this is going to be, you know, a new campaign. We're going to finally get away from some of the crap, you know, the Kar 98Ks and the MG34s. But they're in it as well. Like, I could understand if it was something like, say, you know, there was an AK, you know, the Kar 98K and maybe the MP40, you know, but it was like, you know, but you know, the problem is as well, it's just that the fact that they're there and they're good options. Like, most people are going to be using those options over something like the Beretta M1 because they can just port over fully upgraded MP40s as soon as they did. I mean, there was a glitch back in the day when the update first came out that you could actually port MP40s prematurely to Moscow. And, which I actually did once. But, you know, I think it's, you know, it gets boring of the same weapons. And the same with the Soviets. It's going to get boring with them. It's going to be the SVT. There's going to be the PPSH, of course. There's going to be PPDs. There's going to be, you know, Mosins for the most part. Then you're going to get, like, PPSHs and SVTs. And it's like, what's the difference between this? It's literally going to be Berlin, but with Moscow weapons. And what's going to end up happening is, it's going to be worse than Tunisia, because the reason why people don't play Tunisia is because Normandy's got more content than Tunisia. But it's not only that, it's got the same content as Tunisia, and just expanded on. Tunisia's only got a few the occasional weapon, like the Beretta M1, and the SMLE-3 and the Enfield, which are unique weapons. Whereas, you know, you look at Normandy, it's got, you know, the Garand with the rifle grenades, it has the carbine with the rifle grenades, it's got the MP43, it's got the ZK, it's got, you know, the Panther, the Jumbo, the Sherman in general. It's got different planes, it's got, you know, a lot more equipment. And the thing is as well, that, you know, Tunisia just feels like, really, not like, I made a video back in the day, I called Tunisia the bastard child, and the reason it wasn't played much was because, you know, people are just going to be sticking with Normandy because of more content and basically the exact same weapons, but, you know, you've got more maps, more content, more players, you know, all of that in Normandy. And it's going to be the same with Stalingrad. People are going to stick with, but it's going to be even worse because people love Moscow. People absolutely love Moscow. So, it's going to be Moscow, but with, you know, less content, less maps, and, you know, less reason to play than even Tunisia. Tunisia, at least people, it was kind of hinted it was going to be the Italians versus the British, but that turned out to not be the case. They dropped that facade literally on launch. I don't really, like, that's the thing as well, like, I'm not too keen. And the reason why I've been advocating for stuff like Guadalcanal, or, you know, late war Pacific, or even, you know, something unique like, you know, Sino-Japanese War, or even, like, something like early war France, because, you know, that would be something unique, and we wouldn't be getting, you know, American weapons constantly, or even like something like early war Poland, or even like something, you know, out of the wild, like the Italians invasion of Greece, for example, which I think could be quite cool, which could be a cool campaign personally. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I've said my piece. Leave your thoughts in the comments what you guys think of Stalingrad. Like, I generally don't, like, do you guys want this to be added? Do you want another campaign to be added? You know, If so, which one? And I'll see you guys in the next video.